Evening all, welcome to Starbound. Right, what we're going to do today is show you something a little bit interesting, which is as we kind of progress through our journey with this game, what we're finding is now there's more technology coming through, and one that's rather interesting is the, you just saw a glimpse of it then, it is the atmospheric atmosphere generator. Ugh, the names escape me, but basically that's it there. So what this does is it creates a breathable field of air around me, so I can now finally visit things like asteroid belts. Asteroid belts are always of interest because they, this game is very unusual in that it works in so many different levels. Like, asteroid belts have got huge amounts of ore in them, so they're actually easy to spot as well. So you can generally mine a lot quicker in an asteroid belt, but you couldn't really do much because you needed to breathe, and also you get very cold, but again that's less of an issue, but yeah, you can kind of deal with that one. So this is kind of a big step forward for me, and in terms of where we are, there's lots of good stuff coming through. There's loads more equipments and things coming through to the game, so we'll take a look at them certainly in the next few videos because it's actually getting quite interesting. It's getting close to putting down sticks as well. I know I keep building bases and bigger meteorites kill them, but I think I have a plan, and this is to build a massive meteorite shield above anywhere that I settle. So we'll show you that next time. Today really is about gathering the resources for that. And here we are, we're at an asteroid belt, which is a kind of nice idea. And it's not just asteroids, you can have like ocean planets. I mean, that's pretty cool as well. So already I'm quite surprised with actually how good this game is. I know it looks a bit crap, but I've got to admit it is quite fun. Anyway, so let's go and have a look. Now, in terms of, I think, technology-wise where we are, we're certainly around the kind of Durasteel technology tree. So this is where we're kind of getting relatively new things come through, but again I would stress it's from this point forward is pretty easy to do stuff. You can just keep refining materials, etc. So it doesn't get that much more difficult from there. However, here we go, so we're on an asteroid belt and there are still baddies. Now weirdly enough there's also gravity. I would love to see a map without gravity. I don't know how it would work. Maybe it'd just be very, very difficult to kind of move around, or maybe you need grappling hooks. I don't know, but I really would love to see a map without gravity. Certainly, as you can see, the benefits of an asteroid belt, kind of station maybe would be quite good as well, because as long as you can build your heat, you can use your nano stoves to build heat. You can build then airlocks and stuff like that, and then use this module to then have no worries about breathing. It all makes sense, kind of. So, maybe, we'll see. But the biggest issue I have here is gravity is still present, which is kind of annoying. I guess it's just the assumption that it's the planet below you. But anyway, not a lot we can do about that. But the fact that it's an asteroid belt means that you see everything. There's nothing really hidden from you, which is kind of cool. And also at the bottom of the map, as we've already got to it, you see that it just kind of falls into deep space. So there's nothing really below you, which is kind of good. The NPCs aren't too bad, but I think they're annoying, let's say. But so there you go. I mean, this is kind of cool actually, because it's not just planets, and I think this is what gives the game a little bit of character. What I'm really, really, really interested in seeing is maybe an ocean planet. I've not seen one yet, but I've heard they're in. And also looking at some of the vehicles that are apparently in the game. So for example, there's supposed to be boats, mechs as we call them, and many, many more. And I think I'm really quite curious to see how these are going to work. I really do want to build a base, and maybe maybe an asteroid belt would actually be the best place to put it, because it would have natural protection from these asteroids hovering above it. Maybe that's something to consider. I think I do want to build a base, because I think we're just getting to the point now where the ship only really contains, it only contains certain amount of space really to do anything with. So it's kind of getting to that point, I think, very soon. In terms of also the food piece as well, at the moment when you die you just regenerate your food. I imagine they're going to patch that maybe soon, so that either you don't or food becomes more required, because there is a whole kind of farming system that generally you don't need to worry about, because you just die and there's no real loss for dying. So maybe that's something worth considering. Oh, look at that, there's a hidden base there. Let's go and have a look at that. I love this kind of concept of building a base into a rock. I think that might be what swings it. I think that could well be what we end up doing, is we do put a base maybe in the rocks. Fast forward slightly there, we're just going to keep going forward. So again, in terms of how useful this asteroid has been, I'd say very. It's slightly annoying the gravity thing is so strong. It would be good to be able to control gravity maybe a bit more. You can get technology which will do that. But again, the whole belt is strewn with these bases. It looks like there was some form of mining base there. So I like these lights. We're going to nick them. And again, probably one of the things people don't get is you can actually just find a base and take all of the blocks. You could literally just take everything here in the foreground and background. I took the doors because those doors are fantastic. I really like them. And we got then really a lot of resources to then maybe build something, but we'll see. At the moment, I think there's still a few things missing from this game that need to be in here quite urgently. I think the first one is when you beam down to a planet, you always spawn on the same point. So for example, if I then want to explore the planet and then maybe get halfway around, find something useful, I can't beam back and then beam back down to where I just left. I always go back to the original starting point, which is very annoying. Post in the comments if you know how to get around that. Is there a mod maybe that I could use? I would like that because I'd like to beam up now, do some stuff, beam back right down here because that's kind of cool. The issue being obviously then is that if you do have a base, you have to build it right near spawn point, but there is, I guess, maybe you just need multiple spawn points. Maybe you could just set up like a number of different spawn points. Terraria did this quite well by just having a bed, and whichever bed you click on becomes your spawn point should you die. Now with this, obviously with the beaming up and beaming down mechanic, that's slightly different, but hey, let's see what goes. So in general, I would say asteroid belts are well worth it. Once you've got them and you've got this breathing apparatus, I would say go and try them out because you can do quite a lot with them. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.